As you guys know, is using the single leg, double leg, and high crotch. I want to look for repetition to make me as a better shot. It makes the shot a lot better. When I learn, as I say, just as basic thing, spelling, you guys go over the spelling over and over to make it in your head, so when you do it, it's the second sense when you do it. It's easy to do. So when I do a shot, I do it so many times, it just comes as a natural instinct. I know exactly when I hit the shot, boom, I'm changing off, or I'm pulling them down. My double leg, I'm driving all the way through. So just one basic position that I go through is always finishing my move when I do it. So when you guys are just drilling, you drill the move from the beginning to the end right every time. So when you do it, it comes as second sense when you go through. While I'm working towards my takedowns, you guys always need a defense to learn how to stop the takedown from happening to you, because you're not going to be always a person on the offense. Once in a while, you'll get a guy who has a shot and will want to shoot on you. There's something to stop the takedowns, which I call a sprawl, and it's pretty much a basic move that everyone you'd use to stop the takedown. So a guy takes a shot, I had a position, guy takes a shot. There's two different ways that I've seen it done, and one of the best ways that I learned to do it was when I stopped the guy, is when I kick my leg back, the guy goes to shoot, I kick my leg back, and I get my hip down. I try to keep my hip down flat on top of him. There's other ways that guys, when they go to sprawl, will kick their legs back. But I see there's a problem because it takes too long for me to kick my legs back. By that time, the guy could drive into me. So all I do is I want to pop my hip straight where my foot was. So my leg will take a step back, and it will be flat. So all I'm doing is going, keep my hip down and flat. My back leg, I want to keep it flat to the mat, and I don't want to keep it posted. So I make sure is when I sprawl, keep my hip down, my head up, my chest up, and my hips down. This back leg will be flat. Now as I work with my partner, he goes to take a shot. I keep my hip down, my legs flat, my hips are in, my chest is up. It keeps him from getting into me, and he gets stretched out. So all I do is I pop my hips, try to slide my legs back, and I just start circling. Keep my hips forward. Just go ahead and grab a single myself. One more time on the same side, his head's on the inside. I catch him getting low, put my hip down. This leg will keep us a high post. I don't want to step up too high. And all I'm going to do is I'll slide my hip and cover the shoulder. One of the most positions I want to do is always keep his head trapped underneath my hips. If I don't, and he pops his head to the outside, oh, the other outside works. This outside, all he does is change off, and I'll get taken down. Change off to the double. Now I get taken down. So I want to keep head control, always covering his head underneath. I keep his head covered, arm trapped. I don't want to get extended with my arms. Guys coming under and locking, do not do this. This is bad position. All I do is I come with my right hand over to the butt, cover his head, and keep this tight. And all I'm going to do is just pop my hips. And I get my leg back by popping my hips. One more time. Guy goes to take a shot. I get my hips back, the flat foot. See how my foot's flat? Because if I don't have my foot flat and I have my toe up high, I'm going to come up. And he's going to have right the position that he wants to take me down. Let's go back down. I'm driving into me. Now if I have my foot flat and he drives, I slide. It's just like sliding. Because I make sure is when my foot's flat, I'll slide flat. But when my foot's posted, all he's going to do is just ladder me right up. So that's a bad position I don't want to be in. Take a shot to this side. I keep my hips down, his head covered, never let his head cover the outside. Even if I can cover it with my free hand, I'll push his head down and try to cover his head. Once I cover his head, I pop my hips forward, my chest high, and I try to get my legs back. This is a way to keep from his arms coming up high over my waist. All I do is use like a cobra. I call this a cobra because I keep my hands on the inside, right to here. I'm not reaching out high. Peek out from the tiki. If I do get my hands out high, you'll peek out like how you sit. He comes to the outside. So that way I got to make sure to keep his head in a good position and make sure that he's always underneath me. So he's carrying my weight and expending as much energy as he can. Some of the drills that I could use for sprawling to make my timing a little better when the guy does shoot on me. I get my regular stance, and all I'm gonna do, I'll have another partner with me that maybe say sprawl. So as soon as he says sprawl, and come right back up to my position that I was. Maybe get a little foot movement into it, and he says sprawl. I sprawl and come right back up. This is a drill to help you with your foot movement to make it a lot easier. A lot of guys have a lot of problems with sprawling because they go to sprawl and they go, well, I need to go over it repetition times as I do for a shot or anything else to make me better at it. So let's say I'm moving, sprawl, come right back up. And I'm making sure when I sprawl, my feet are coming back and my hips planting as hard as I can into the mat. My flat foot, that way so I can't get pushed up on my toes, so I just slide. Some of the drills that I could use with a partner is him faking while I'm in my wrestling stance, and he fakes. I go and wait for him to shoot. I just like sprawling. So I get the timing of I can see him going to lead, and I know when to sprawl. As soon as he leads, I stop, kick my leg back, try to keep him covered. So just as using, I'm kicking my leg back every time. So just working basic stance from him shooting in on me and me working the sprawl. This will make it a lot easier for you with a partner.